Ini gimana maksudnya? Kemarin tuh yang bikinin si Nida Zoom-nya. Halo? Ini tuh gimana maksudnya? Kemarin yang bikinin tuh Nida. Ini aku coba masuk, masih bisa tuh. Hah? Terus? Ah, gitu. Terus? Lah, aku juga ngerti. Soalnya kan aku kan minta untuk dibikinin Zoom tuh. Terus dia tanya berapa meeting, 10 meeting. Setiap Selasa, Kamis, Jumat. Itu, jadi aku ya berarti kalau misalnya itu tuh kemarin selesai tanggal 29, aku nggak ngerti. Tapi sekarang bisa dibuka nggak ini? Bisa kan? Oke. Nah, ini udah ada Sila ini. Oh ya udah.
Kamu jajannya?
Oh iya, mohon maaf ya. Aku harusnya bisa itu ke Ion, tapi kan aku lagi nganterin anakku. Jadi aku, ya, ya ini tak jadiin host ya. Terus aku tak sign out ya.
Sama itu lah kamu.
Mau, kayak situ aja.
Share, share. Open board, open board. Yes, we are sharing. Ooh, participants, play sound. Good evening, winner. Oh, recording. I forget. Record. Okay, recording. Good. Oh, live stream. All right. Now, who's Win and Me, by the way? Win and Me. Come on. They will probably join. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, so funny. So funny. Yes. Hmm. Charming. Good evening, Safi. Yes, chat box. Okay. Well, probably should just start now, I think. Yes. We'll start with the screens. Well, I don't know. Probably will join soon or will be joining soon. I'll just open chat box first now. Chat. Okay. Yeah. So not sure. Probably they. Yeah, I think so. Let us. Yes. I think. Yeah. They thought it was finished already on Tuesday, so 3 days ago. Yeah. So today is the 10th meeting. Yeah. I'll just start with the screen sharing first. Yes. Oh, share, share. Okay, good. Yes. This is way too late. Okay. Um, this little bit way too white. Yeah. Uh, well, so one of them on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, now, so 2 days or 3 days back, asked us to also have some listening. Yeah. So we will have 3 sessions today. So quizzes and listening and reading. Yeah. We'll probably start with, well, quizzes first. The easiest part, right? Yes, quizzes. Page. Okay. Number one. Una. Good evening, Una. Ah, disappeared. Right. Chat. Okay, chat. Yeah. Yes. The screen is now being shared. Can you see the shared screen, Safi? Are you able to see this? Oh, you didn't see it. Okay. We'll probably just stop the screen sharing session first, then reshare screen. Stop share. All right. Wait. Height. Yes. And then more. I'll share this particular app and then share. Yes. How about now, Safi? Can you see the shared screen? Oh, oh yes, now. Good. Okay. So first quizzes and that yes, Fajar FIB. Good evening, Fajar. So what's the answer to number one? A famous Italian navigator was until recently considered the first European to sail to the New World. What might that be? A. So we'll open the chat box first now. Okay, one say B. Columbus, a famous Italian navigator, was until recently considered the first European to sail. So probably has until recently been considered the first European to sail to the New World. So we cannot have C because otherwise we would have was twice, and then if we choose D, it was Columbus was, or it is Columbus. Nah, so B is good. Yes, B is the answer. Tell me if it is way too easy for you. You can probably just skip. India, Fajar. Thank you. Okay. Hello, Anindya. Which neutron are you from? And Fajar, FIB, good evening. Oh, we all from neutron one. Thamsis. Oh, okay. B7. Oh, Thamsis, yes. Ah, yes, Thamsis. Yeah, and India, Fajar, welcome. we will have a little quizzes first, the easiest part. Next. Okay, how about this? Hmm, An eclipse, or when an eclipse. Oh, two messages. Yes, hello, I'm in India. Yes, it is A. Oh, it is A. Okay, wait. An eclipse occurs, oh yes, when the Earth passes between the Sun and the Moon. Yeah, correct. Yes, it's an A. Yes, wait, sure. I will probably. No, 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 no. Undo. We'll have to give the hint, not the hint, the answer first. Yes. Tell me or share your thought when you happen to have another answer, right? Or another opinion. Then we need to discuss about differences. Number three. We'll see if number three is A. Okay, definitely not B, because the most were, and then another were, most, the most were input. Most are and were, so definitely not C. So we are left with either A, we are left with A and B. I mean A and D. No, it's not B. It's not B. Yes, so B is not the answer. C is also not the answer. Yes, because otherwise we will have twice were. Now we are left with either A or D. So which one? Are we going to use the or just most? B, A. Okay. Now, if we are about to use the, it will sound like this. The most early American inventions were, or the most, the even if it were the earliest American inventions were important to the, or most, how about if we use the most early American inventions? So it is inventions, not the earliest, but most. Most of the early American inventions, most of the early, the most of the early. If we use most, that will be most of the early American inventions. But then if we choose the most early American inventions were important. So I would say it's D. Because otherwise, if we choose A, the most the most early American inventions were so important. The most early, the earliest. Yeah, so either it's the earliest or the most inventions. The most inventions, the most part of the early American inventions. So I would choose D, most. Most of, yeah. Number four. Oh, thank you, India. Number four. Are careless when disposing of their garbage. So remember, disposing of. People who are no. So definitely it's, I think I will have to change the color of the line to red. Yeah. Yes. So definitely not A. Definitely also not C, because otherwise it will sound like this. It is people who, not the people. So it's the people who, it is the people who, yes. Or either B or D. The people who are careless when this. So if we are about to choose D, so either D or B. If we are about to choose D, if we sound like this, the people who are careless when disposing of their garbage, comma, but then it's full stop here. So we cannot use D then. I will have to go with B. People are careless. People are careless when disposing of their garbage. Now we'll open the chat box. D, pick a role. I think B. Yes, it's B. Yeah, because we'll open chat box first. It is not A. It is not. It is not D. It is not A. Okay, so we need to be careful, because if we choose D, like you had expected before, the people who are careless when disposing of their garbage, then it should be followed by a comma. I mean, it doesn't sound like a finished sentence, does it? So since the full stop is here or the period is here, then, well, we are left with people. People are careless, are really careless, truly careless, unbelievably careless when disposing of their garbage. Yes. Hope it's clear. Now, next number. Titanic. Okay, let's try D first. When it was in okay, let's try D. When it was in 1912 that the Titanic sank, well, no, it's way too complicated, and besides, it doesn't follow the natural flow of the English language. How about being in 1912 when the Titanic sank while crossing the Atlantic, but then we need to remind ourselves that it is the full stop or period here. So we cannot have B. And then how about C? When was in, no, I think it lacks something in the basic sentence structure, right? When was that? When that Titanic sank on Atlantic? No. So we cannot use C. We are left with A. Hello, Brori. Good evening. Then I think we are left with A. It was in 1912 that the Titanic sank while crossing the Atlantic. Perfect. 1912. By the way, you don't actually need to say 1912, just 1912. Yes. We'll open the chat box first now. And Hanafi? Okay. Good evening, Hanafi. Uh, okay, is that A? Wait. Uh, yes, it is A. But why did I cross it? Boop, 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 boop. Need to circle or square A. Yes, it is A. True. Yeah, it's A. Then, hope it's clear enough. Then next. Okay, number 6. Contains information about the yearly movements of the sun and the moon. Let's try D. That an almanac is a book that contains information about the yearly movements of the sun and the moon, comma, okay, we cannot use D. How about C? An almanac, a book, comma, but there's no comma here. So eliminate C. Hmm. And how about B? Let's try B first. An, an almanac, which is a book that contains information about the yearly movements of the sun and the moon, comma, but it is full stop. So we cannot use B. Let's see if we are actually left or truly left with A. An almanac is a book that contains information about the yearly movements of the sun and the moon. So we, it is A, 6A. Now let me open chat box first. Few messages. Hmm. Oh, y eliminated C. Okay. And then YA. Okay. Y eliminated C. We need to eliminate C because an almanac is a noun. A book is also a noun, though it represents the same object. But then we cannot say an almanac, a book that contains. So it lacks a connecting word like an almanac is a book or an almanac, also known as book that contains information about yearly movements of the sun and the moon is. So should be comma after the moon if we choose C. And it is A because it is a good sentence structure for a short sentence. Let me reopen chat box. Thank you. Now, well, probably 3 more, right? Let's try D first. Let's try D. That Romani, no, we don't know which that. So we need to eliminate D. I mean, why don't we probably just use the, right? Why that in particular or especially? How about if we choose or if we go with C, Romani, which is an Indie language, which the Gypsies speak, so we cannot use C. We cannot have the word which, I mean, it's probably unethical to use which twice in one sentence, in a single sentence. Now we are left with B. Romani, okay, it's one of the possibilities. How about A? It is Romani, which is an Indie language which the Gypsies speak. Not really. How about B? Romani is an Indie language which the Gypsies speak. Yeah, so B is perfect here. Then we have to eliminate A. Now we'll open the chat box first. Between A and B, cannot decide. True, it's good. B, so it's A. It's not B. It is A. No, it is B. Sorry, it is B. What did I say? Yeah, it is B. Yeah, so I circled B. Yeah, it is B. Because if we use A, then we would use the word which twice. So it's redundant. No, it's more than just redundant, so it's unethical. So it is B. Why B? Why B? Because Romani is an Indie language that or which the Gypsies speak. It will make a good sentence structure. So we are left with B. Thank you. Next, wait, redundant. Chat box again. Yes, if we choose A, it is redundant because we will have which twice, and also with C, which now. So we need to avoid which twice. Yeah. And if and D, that Romani means we know which Romani it was or that we have talked about. But the thing is, this is a one single or standalone sentence. Yeah, so B. So we go with B. Next slide. 8. Usually gains public recognition only when it faces the danger of extinction. Let's start with D first. It is a bird species, usually gains. First, it has is, and afterwards it has gains with no connecting words. We cannot have it is a bird species without that between species and usually. So the usually gains. So we need to eliminate D. Yes. How about C? A bird species which usually gains public recognition only when it faces the danger of extinction. It doesn't sound like a full or finished sentence, so we need to eliminate C. If we go with B, when a bird species usually gains public recognition only when it faces danger of extinction, then what comes next? So we cannot use B. Now let's have a try. A. A bird species usually gains public recognition only when it faces the danger of extinction. Yeah, it makes sense. Now I will try to open the chat box for questions. Wait, I didn't circle. Wait. I need to do undo. It should be squared or circled. Yes. A bird species usually gains public only when it faces danger of extinction. Yes, it's A. Now let me reopen the chat box. It is A. Yeah, everyone is correct. Extinction. Extinction is when it is no longer there, extinct or obsolete, no longer existing, extinction, extinct, no longer in existence, no longer in existence. That's the meaning of extinction. Like when it faces the danger of extinction. But one of the tips, if we are not really familiar with the word, then just pay attention to the sentence structure. Yeah. Also, sentence structure also helps with the understanding. Not to mention the intonation when you read. Yes. Chat box. Thank you, Hanafi. Next slide. Okay, this is also interesting. It's a wet process in which or where the first step involves soaking a garment in a cleaning solution. Let's try D. It is dry cleaning is A, so we cannot use D. We are making progress here. How about C? Dry cleaning is a wet process in which or where the first step involves soaking a garment in a cleaning solution. Makes sense. Let's keep C as the strongest candidate. How about B? Can never be too sure, right? Or we shouldn't. When dry cleaning is a wet process where the first step involves soaking a garment in a cleaning solution, something happens, so we cannot use B. How about A? Dry cleaning, which is a wet process, where the first step involves soaking a garment in a cleaning solution, then it's also, or it wouldn't look like a finished sentence. So we will have to eliminate A and B and go with the strongest candidate, as expected before. Now, let me open the chat box. Yes, it's C. I think we should, oh, yes, we should, we should, uh, we should go with listening, right? Now we'll go with listening first, and afterwards reading. More quizzes, more quizzes. Yes, it's a little of the listening as required. Not last week, Tuesday this week. So 3 days ago, listening, preparation. In the meanwhile, let me also prepare the listening audio file. Okay, so um, now it's part C, longer speech. We'll play the audio file now. Go on to the next page. Now, read along with me as I read the directions for part C. Remember, you should not read ahead or turn the pages while the directions for this part are being read. Part C, directions. In this part of the test, you will hear several talks. After each talk, you will hear some questions. The talks and questions will not be repeated. After you hear a question, read the 4 possible answers in your test book and choose the best answer. Then, on your answer sheet, find the number of the question and fill in the space that corresponds to the letter of the answer you have chosen. Here is an example. On the recording, you will hear, listen to an instructor talk to his class about painting. Artist Grant Wood was a guiding force in the school of painting known as American Regionalist, a style reflecting the distinctive characteristics of art from rural areas of the United States. Wood began drawing animals on the family farm at the age of 3, and when he was 38, one of his paintings received a remarkable amount of public notice and acclaim. This painting, called American Gothic, is a starkly simple depiction of a serious couple staring directly out at the viewer. Now listen to a sample question. What style of painting is known as American Regionalist? In your test book, you will read A. Art from America's inner cities. B. Art from the central region of the U.S. C. Art from various urban areas in the U.S. D. Art from rural sections of America. The best answer to the question, what style of painting is known as American Regionalist, is D. Art from rural sections of America. Therefore, the correct choice is D. Now, listen to another sample question. What is the name of Wood's most successful painting? In your test book, you will read A. American Regionalist. B. The Family Farm in Iowa. C. American Gothic. D. A Serious Couple. The best answer to the question, what is the name of Wood's most successful painting, is C. American Gothic. Therefore, the correct choice is C. Remember, you are not allowed to take notes or write in your test book. Go on to the next page. Now we will begin part C with the first talk. Questions 39 through 42. Listen to a talk given on a college campus.
Hello and welcome to campus. This morning there will be a short tour of the university before we head to the administration complex for registration. I've been selected to be your tour guide because I've been a student on this campus for 3 years and I know my way around well. The first stop on our tour is the library. As you can see, it's a large library with over 100,000 volumes. Additionally, there are journals, newspapers, and magazines from around the world. The library is open 7 days a week from 8 o'clock to midnight. From the library, we'll move on to the Student Center. In the Student Center, you'll find the university bookstore, where you can purchase all the texts for the courses you're taking. You can also find a post office, a bank, a theater, a coffee shop, a travel agency, and a bowling alley in the Student Center. The Student Center is here to provide services and entertainment for the student body. The final stop on our tour is the administration complex. In this area, you'll find the offices of university administrators and the student records office. The auditorium where registration takes place is also in the administration complex. Now that we have reached the administration complex, the next item on your agenda is registration. Good luck.
Number 39. Who is the speaker? Question. Do you want me to repeat the or to replay the audio file? Oh, Hanafi said, oh yes, okay, yes. Wait. Chat box. Okay. When's yes, give me 1 minute. Okay. We'll replay now. Or will be replayed. The first talk. Questions 39 through 42. Listen to a talk given on a college campus.
Hello and welcome to campus. This morning there will be a short tour of the university before we head to the administration complex for registration. I've been selected to be your tour guide because I've been a student on this campus for 3 years and I know my way around well. The first stop on our tour is the library. As you can see, it's a large library with over 100,000 volumes. Additionally, there are journals, newspapers, and magazines from around the world. The library is open 7 days a week from 8 o'clock to midnight. From the library, we'll move on to the Student Center. In the Student Center, you'll find the university bookstore, where you can purchase all the texts for the courses you're taking. You can also find a post office, a bank, a theater, a coffee shop, a travel agency, and a bowling alley in the Student Center. The Student Center is here to provide services and entertainment for the student body. The final stop on our tour is the Administration Complex. In this area, you'll find the offices of university administrators and the Student Records Office. The auditorium where registration takes place is also in the Administration Complex. Now that we have reached the Administration Complex, the next item on your agenda is registration. Good luck.
We'll try to replay it one more time, just to make sure it's just there.
Question. What is the name of Wood's most successful painting?
Okay, still the
In
example,
your test
sample
book, you'll
first.
read A. American Regionalist. B. The Family Farm in Iowa.
No worries,
C.
something.
American Gothic. D. A Serious Couple. The best answer to the question, what is the name of Wood's most successful painting, is C. American Gothic. Therefore, the correct choice is C. Remember, you are not allowed to take notes or write in your test book. Go on to the next page.
Okay, listen carefully.
Now we will begin part C with the first talk. Questions 39 through 42. Listen to a talk given on a college campus. Hello and welcome to campus. This morning there will be a short tour of the university before we head to the administration complex for registration. I've been selected to be your tour guide because I've been a student on this campus for 3 years, and I know my way around well. The first stop on our tour is the library. As you can see, it's a large library with over 100,000 volumes. Additionally, there are journals, newspapers, and magazines from around the world. The library is open 7 days a week from 8 o'clock to midnight. From the library, we'll move on to the Student Center. In the Student Center, you'll find the university bookstore, where you can purchase all the texts for the courses you're taking. You can also find a post office, a bank, a theater, a coffee shop, a travel agency, and a bowling alley in the Student Center. The Student Center is here to provide services and entertainment for the student body. The final stop on our tour is the Administration Complex. In this area, you'll find the offices of university administrators and the Student Records Office. The auditorium where registration takes place is also in the Administration Complex. Now that we have reached the Administration Complex, the next item on your agenda is registration. Good luck.
Yes.
Number 39. Who is the speaker?
Yeah, who is the speaker? By the way, okay. Be a student, correct? Yeah, a student, right? Okay, next question.
Number 40. What is the main topic of the talk?
What's the main topic of the talk? Need to eliminate some first. Definitely the talk was not just about how to use the library. Sorry. And also not the procedure, how to enter into the university program. Let me open the chat box first. Oh, C or D. Wait. Services offered by the student center or important locations on campus. Let's take a look at the script. So let's see whether the talk was actually about services offered by the student center or important locations on campus. From one place to another, right? So it should be important locations. Yes, it is the important locations on campus. It's D. Yes, everyone opted for D. Next question.
Number 41. According to the speaker, what is the overall purpose of the Student Center?
What actually is the overall purpose of that student center? Not merely or not to just assist students in the registration process and not to allow students to watch movies only, to provide textbooks for the university courses. That's one of them. But in general, overall, yes, it is A, to provide students with assistance and amusement, like, well, some kind of mini amusement center. Yes. Next question.
Number 42. Where will registration take place?
Registration taking place, where's that? Can you remember? I think it's in the last paragraph, right? We need to be careful though. Well, common sense wise or logically speaking, of course, it's in the administrator's office. However, cannot be too careful. So we'll show the script. Oh, it's in the laws. I think it's in the laws. Yes. The auditorium where registration takes place is also in the administration complex, not administration office. So I think we should go with the auditorium. In an or in the auditorium. Yes. That's yes, registration takes place. And next question.
Questions 43 through 46. Listen to a talk on water pollution. A major cause of water pollution in the 1950s was the use of synthetic detergents. Unlike natural soaps, which were biodegradable, synthetic detergents would not break down into simpler substances. When released into the water supply, these non-biodegradable synthetic detergents caused masses of foam to remain in both surface water and groundwater. In the 1960s, new biodegradable detergents came into use, and the problem of foaming lakes, rivers, and streams began to disappear. However, these new biodegradable detergents contained phosphates, and those phosphates presented an entirely different set of problems in maintaining a clean water supply. Number 43.
I will try to replay the audio file one more time.
Where will registration take place? Questions 43 through 46.
Okay, listen.
Listen to a talk on water pollution. A major cause of water pollution in the 1950s was the use of synthetic detergents. Unlike natural soaps, which were biodegradable, synthetic detergents would not break down into simpler substances. When released into the water supply, these non-biodegradable synthetic detergents caused masses of foam to remain in both surface water and groundwater. In the 1960s, new biodegradable detergents came into use, and the problem of foaming lakes, rivers, and streams began to disappear. However, these new biodegradable detergents contained phosphates, and those phosphates presented an entirely different set of problems in maintaining a clean water supply. Number 43. What major cause of water pollution in the 1950s was presented in this talk?
What was the main problem in the 1950s? Is that B? Wait. So yeah, natural biodegradable phosphate synthetic. So I think if we need to pick the dog amongst the chicks, then it should be synthetic detergents, because natural soaps, biodegradable detergents, and phosphates are actually non-synthetic, right? Besides, let's take a look at the script. Wait, where's the script? This one? Yes. This will be the script. A major cause of water pollution in the 1950s was the use of synthetic detergents that must be newly developed, right? And people thought at the time it was modern. Unlike natural soaps, so synthetic detergents are not able or wouldn't break down into simpler substances. When released into the water supply, these non-biodegradable synthetic detergents cause masses of foam to remain in both surface water and even groundwater. Okay, let's oops. Yes, so we need to go with B. Now let's listen to the next question.
Number 44. What are biodegradable substances?
What are biodegradable substances? Are they substances that break down into simpler forms? Highly likely. And then how about major cause of water pollution? Don't think so, because the question is asking about biodegradable substance, right? So we need, or we can eliminate B, and not even synthetic detergents. Oh, the reason for forming water supply is actually the synthetic, right? Not biodegradable substances. So we we are left with substances that break down into simpler forms. And besides, the question was, what are biodegradable substances? So it's it will break down. It will. Yes. That's the key. We'll open the chat box first. C. Yes, it's C. RRAC. Next question.
Number 45. What happened when non-biodegradable synthetic detergents were released into the water supply?
Yeah, what happened if synthetic or non-biodegradable substances are released into water supply? Non-bio, so I think it's highly unlikely that they break down into simpler forms or they cause the water to become foamy. Yes, because it's non-bio. Or they release phosphates into the water, or they damage only the underground water supply. Not really, because they also appear on the surface. Open chat box first. No, not D. Because remember, it's not D because it doesn't just appear in the groundwater, but also in both surface water and groundwater. No. So, yeah, what's the question? Question was, what happened when non-biodegradable or synthetic detergent is released in water supply? Okay. Back to the options. Either we don't know anything yet about phosphates in the first two paragraphs. So I think we need to eliminate B, C. Yes, C. But then it's true. that they cause the water to become foamy. To become foamy, not just in the surface water, but also groundwater. Next question. Hmm.
Number 46. What will probably be the topic of the talk that follows?
That follows after this passage or after this speech. The possible topic for the next speech. Is it A? Of course not, because the previous passage was actually talking about 1950s. So this is the question. What will probably be the topic of the talk that follows after this? So we cannot talk about 1950s anymore or back to 1950s. In the 1960s, new biodegradable detergents came into use, and the problem of foaming lakes, rivers, and streams began to disappear. So we'll be talking about foaming lakes and phosphates, different set of problems in the future. Well, the utilization of phosphates or the use of phosphates, right? Okay, water supply, yeah. So what are the options? Definitely not A. Oh. Non-biodegradable? Not really, because in the last paragraph, it was talking about new. It's a new biodegradable detergents, but with phosphates. Unfortunately, it contained phosphates. That's a new issue. How about problems caused by phosphates, possibly? Or the Fermi water supply? Now, let me open the chat box first. D, wait, A, C, D, C, Fermi water supply. Yeah, COD, raw. Not A, yes. And are these questions real TOEFL? Yes, that's a real TOEFL. ITP, ITP, yes. TOEFL ITP. So we are left with C and D. Which one might that be? Problems caused or the foamy water supply? 46. This here. An entirely different set of problems. That's a problem. Those phosphates presented on an entirely. So we need to talk about phosphates, right? Yeah, so we need to go with D. Because the foaming water supply is no longer there. It was the result of using non-biodegradable. However, with the new biodegradable detergent, it causes phosphates, yes, in the water supply. Now, I think we can go with reading. We'll go with reading now. Where is the reading? Is this reading? Oh, yes. Now, reading. Example. Okay. We'll move to next slide, level check. So we have questions 1, 2, or through 10. Okay. Or do you want us to go through the introduction first? Do you want us to go through the introduction first? No? Okay. Let's just go straight. Right. So, yes. Just go straight to the passage, reading passage. This will be a question. One of the questions, yes. Oh. Okay, we'll give you a minute and a half to read. Okay. Introduction first. No worries. So I will go back to the introduction first. Yes. Please refuse. Refuse. Yeah. So with reading, wait. With reading, wait. So it's 89 with reading that you need to pay attention to. Well, that's TOEFL, as usual. And then reading, you will have 5 reading texts or reading text for 50 reading questions. Yes, and you should be able to score somewhere between 550 and 650. Yeah. But then, yeah, so Main skill 1 is that wait. Reading usually deals with the topic of the passage, or the subject, or the main idea, or the best title for the passage. One of the best methods would be is with elimination. Yeah. We'll just go through the slides for the introduction. Oh yes, this is much clearer. Topic, subject, main idea, primarily concerned with, or the best title for the passage. And then stated detail, and also unstated detail. With stated details, it's easy, right? For example, the flutes have been around for quite some time in all sorts of shapes and sizes, and made from a variety of materials. The oldest known flutes are about 20,000 years old. They were made from hollowed out bones with holes cut in them. Now, the question is, according to the passage, the oldest flutes, which one, had holes cut in them? Possibly. Were made of metal? No, because they were made of bones. Yeah, with hollowed out bones. Were made 200,000 years ago? No, it was 20,000 years. Or had a complicated set of levels and paths? Wasn't mentioned about the oldest flutes, so we need to go with A. So it's easy. Then let's okay, and one of the methods is also to eliminate definitely unsuitable or wrong answers. Now we go with unstated. With unstated detailed questions, you need to be careful. For example, I will let you read first for 1 minute. Now let's go to the question. Which of the following is not mentioned about the Florida Keys? So if it is correct and if it is mentioned, then it's not the answer. If it is not mentioned and if it is wrong, that's the answer. That's for unstated detailed questions. Number 1 is not mentioned about the Florida Keys. How about A? The Florida Keys are a chain of islands. Is that mentioned? A beautiful chain of islands. Yes, it is mentioned. And it's also correct or correctly mentioned. So we cannot go with A. How about B? The Florida Keys contain coral and limestone. Also mentioned actually. Coral islands, limestone islands. Yeah, so we cannot go with A B, right? Yeah, we'll open chat box first. Hmm. Yeah, so it's mentioned and correct. It is wrong. Yeah. How about C? The Florida Keys are in the shape of an R. Is that mentioned? Oh, it's there. These islands form an R that heads first southwest. Yeah, so it's mentioned and it is correct. You cannot go with them. So I think we are probably left with D. The Florida Keys are not all inhabited. They were not talking about a population here, right? So we need to go with D. Now let's probably just jump. Jump to, I think it was slide 89. Hmm. Slide 89. Let's go with the question first. I think we are limited. Our time is limited, yes. We'll just go with one question only. Pay attention to the question. The purpose of the passage is to explain how Lake Vostok was discovered, or provide satellite data concerning Antarctica, or to discuss future plans for Lake Vostok, or present an unexpected aspect of Antarctica's geography. We'll give you 1.5 minutes to read the passage. So what's the, okay, chat box. Oh, when all bad because of the rain. Yes, it's raining. It's also raining here. Well, well. So need to be careful with the options, right? So it's not what it was explaining about how Lake Vostok was discovered, but that's not the purpose. It is the purpose, not to merely explain. So we need to eliminate A. How about to discuss future plans? Of course not. No mentioning at all about future plans or even about discussion, right? Provide satellite, that's not the purpose, even though it was mentioned. I think it was in 19th, well, earlier, right? No, it was actually after, right? Not in the 1970s, but recently with the satellite. Yes, it wasn't until much more recently that data collected by satellite. Yes. So it was mentioned, but that's not the purpose. But then present an unexpected aspect that happens through the whole passage from one paragraph to another. It provides us with unexpected findings of the geography of Antarctica, specifically related to Lake Vostok. I will now open the chat box. Oh yes, it's D. Oh, that's good. Yes. Right. Everyone. Will I'm from the UK, Hanafi. I will stop the screen sharing first. And this evening is actually the 10th session of, or the last session of our 10th meetings for extra class TOEFL for neutron students. So, but then yes, time is limited. And Safi, wish to meet you in person. And that concludes our meeting for this evening. Yes, looking forward, Safi. Thank you. Okay, everyone. Good night. Thank you, Safi.